She's hardworking, takes care of the house, has a lively personality, and dreams of finding someone real. Someone who understands the value of life's little things. The second one is extroverted, always in a good mood, speaking with charm and generosity. But her wish is quite simple, to meet a beautiful girl with an elegant figure. And the third? Simple, honest, down-to-earth, ready to work. All she wants is a reliable partner to share her daily life with. Now, you might be wondering, why does this blind date look more like a group outing? Relax. It's not because the show has lost its mind. It's just marketing. The production team decided to launch a new special dynamic. Our female guest received a mysterious prize simply because she brought 2 friends along for support. And the prize? Nothing glamorous. Just a buy one, get 2. Of course, it doesn't mean she'll be choosing between 2 love interests. But let's be honest, the show knows how to sell a cheap trick as if it were innovation. So let's follow closely. Because if there's one thing this show never fails to deliver, it's the perfect mix of romance with a touch of unintentional comedy.
陪我度过艰难的那么多天，是你对我说还有，不是够了。
Listen to that powerful voice. Doesn't it sound like she inherited a bit of talent from the famous singer Han Hong? And notice that unmistakable Chongqing accent. Yes, she's clearly a hometown girl, with all the spice and flavor that comes with it. Our female guest this episode is **Xiaoqin***. She's 28 years old, 1.58 meters tall. Look at that number, 28, a symbol of prosperity. She shows up with sleek shoulder-length hair, a small-sized yellow cardigan, and spotless white sneakers. Everything about her says, hardworking, meticulous, a woman who values cleanliness. She was married once, but now she's divorced, with a daughter who stayed with her ex-husband. Still, Xiaoqin remains a devoted mother, often taking her daughter out to play. The problem, according to her, was that her ex-husband was the ultimate straight man. In other words, completely insensitive and lacking affection. So this time, Xiaoqin hopes to find a man who is attentive, warm, and preferably takes the initiative. After all, even in that small yellow cardigan, she's still a bit shy. Now that we've introduced our guest, let's talk about her support team. 2 friends who might look ordinary but are sharp strategists behind the scenes. First, Yang Jie, easily recognized by her bright orange hair and thick bangs. Everyone calls her Sister Orange Hair. Small in stature but explosive in energy, she can fire off 10 sentences in a single breath without losing pace. She's the leader of the support team. Next to her is Xu Jie, the few words but straight to the point type. She's second in command, but with full veto power over the candidates. Then comes the first contender, **Xiaoqin***, 31 years old, divorced, no kids. He wants a girlfriend who doesn't smoke, doesn't gamble, is filial, and takes care of the home. Sounds like a perfect match for Xiaoqin, doesn't it? Promising on paper. But wait. Before he even entered, Xiaoqin left a message for the producers. He accepts slim women, slightly plump women, or well-proportioned women. But **, absolutely no fat or overweight women **. Red flag right there. Body shaming as your opening line? Terrible start. At most, Xiaoqin could be called slightly chubby. Maybe a bit more. But nothing extreme. Still, they meet in the show's decorated garden. Nervous, Xiaoqin approaches, and they finally see each other face to face. His first reaction? Disappointment. Did you edit your photos? And he didn't just say it once, he insisted. Xiaoqin could only laugh awkwardly, trying to hide her embarrassment. Meanwhile, Yang Jie, the team leader, made it clear that his evaluation wasn't going to be easy. At lunch, things got worse. Instead of choosing a restaurant, Xiaoqin wandered around the mall indecisively, leaving everyone starving. The result? Xiaoqin grew irritated, and so did her friends. At the table, he delivered the fatal line, "Wow, you're so heavy." Instant awkward silence. He tried to explain, but only dug the hole deeper. The date ended badly, and Xiaoqin made it clear, he's not the one. Enter the second contender, **Xiao Song **, 29 years old, 1.70 meters, divorced, also with a daughter. The reason for his divorce? A wife who spent money recklessly. Now he's looking for a simple, down-to-earth partner to share daily life with. The first impression was good. A man of sincere words, shy but honest. To her friends, he seemed trustworthy. Xiaoqin liked him too. She only noted he looked a little different from his photos, especially his eyes, which seemed smaller in person. But nothing too serious. They went to a cafe, and the conversation flowed easily. Xiaoqin liked her even more, saying her spontaneous and natural personality was a real charm. He even imagined bringing her home to meet his family. But then came the usual problem: distance. He works in construction, and moving to another city wouldn't be easy. Xiaoqin asked if he'd be willing to relocate closer to her. He seemed open, but her evaluation team quickly ruled it out as incompatible. In the end, even with chemistry, Xiaoqin rejected him. Yet another failed attempt at love on the show.
Xiaoqin's story is not the exception, it's the rule. Yet another divorced woman with a child trying to reposition herself in the dating market as if nothing had changed, but it has, and a lot. In her mind, and in the minds of many others, all it takes is showing up in a neatly pressed yellow cardigan, shiny white shoes, and a rehearsed smile, and somehow the past will just disappear. But for men, especially those who still have a shred of common sense, this package comes with flashing warning signs: an ex-husband, a child to raise, and a history of marital failure. And there's no magic here. A man looks at that and thinks, asterisk, why would I take on a burden another man has already walked away from? Why should I pay the price for a mistake that wasn't even mine? Asterisk, it's harsh, but it's real. Most men are not willing to raise a child that isn't theirs, nor to carry the weight of someone else's failed marriage, and no amount of gift wrapping will change that. Male instinct speaks louder. Look for a woman free of baggage. The first candidate, Xiaoqin, may have gone overboard with his weight demands. Yes, he sounded ridiculous. But if we're being honest, the essence of what he said reflects an uncomfortable truth. Men are becoming less tolerant of women who don't meet their standards. Not because they're all Prince Charmings, but because, in today's market, they know they can choose. The supply is abundant, and no one wants to settle for what's already been used. The second candidate, Xiaoqin, seemed more reasonable. A hard-working, down-to-earth guy, even willing to negotiate. But then reality set in. Geographical distance, a fixed job, an established routine. He signaled good intentions, but deep down the question was, asterisk, is it really worth turning my whole life upside down for a divorced woman with a child? Asterisk, the answer, for him and for many others, tends to be no, and there's no moral judgment here, just the cold logic of survival. The irony is that these dating shows sell the idea that love conquers all. But in practice, they only serve to expose this uncomfortable reality. Men are becoming more selective, and divorced women, especially single mothers, are at a clear disadvantage. Not because they're bad people, but because the logic of the dating market doesn't forgive. And of course, the show turns this into spectacle. The harder the contestant's life, the more drama, the more ratings, the more clicks. In Xiaoqin's case, she became content. The yellow cardigan, the tidy hair, the rehearsed smiles, all put on display. But the truth is, both men saw exactly what any observant man would see: a woman with more liabilities than assets. The first rejected her outright, the second at least tried, but backed down when reality hit. And in the end, the big takeaway is that real life isn't a fairy tale, it's a game of costs and benefits. So the real question is, do divorced women truly not understand why most men won't accept them? Or do they understand, but choose to fool themselves, believing that a good heart and a smile will somehow outweigh all that baggage? Because let's be honest, if even on a dating show with a romantic set, a production team pushing the story, and editing designed to soften the edges, they still can't walk away hand in hand, imagine what happens in daily life. Without the cameras, without the background music, without a host to smooth things over. In the end, the show didn't deliver a love story, but a cruel reminder the market doesn't forgive. And men, more than ever, are waking up to that reality. Now, I want to hear your opinion. Do you think men are right to avoid divorced women, especially single mothers, or do you believe there's still room to give them a second chance, even with all that baggage? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's debate this topic. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.